Let's step into some activities here in the next section of this particular workshop. We're going to build a dashboard for a street tree survey, a street tree census in New York City. That will be lots of fun, and it'll build some skills that you can use for your own applications in the future. We are going to build this dashboard here, shown at right. We're going to start with this web map at the left side, and we're going to build this dashboard, as you can see on the right side. This is our goal. We're going to build this dashboard. We're going to have a map. We're going to have a bar graph. We're going to have a pie chart. We're going to have an indicator and a legend. That's what we're going to build in this next segment. Let's get started. Starting with the New York City street tree census data online, open data portal, I have saved. First, I filtered this tree data to only the wide trees, the big trees. I've made a feature service out of it. I've loaded it in ArcGIS Online, and I've created a web map, as you can see here. Now, from that web map, I'm going to say create a dashboard. It's just a left side of the map viewer. I'm going to give it some metadata so that I can find it easily later, and so that you can find it if I share it with the public. So give it some metadata, again, to make your life easier in the future. And that's as easy as it is to create a dashboard. Now we're going to configure elements in our dashboard. The first thing we're going to want to put in there is we're going to be able to let the user have a legend and to change the base map. Now in the upper right, I can see that I can get a legend and allow the user to change the base map. Wonderful. That is configuring that element. Easily done. Okay, let's add another element. Let's add a pie chart. Okay, so let's go ahead and say pie chart and indicate the feature service, which is the street tree data, that the pie chart is going to get data from. So that is my feature service. I can say, okay, what attribute am I going to get the tree data from? What kind of thing am I interested in putting in my pie chart? I really would like health in there. Okay, health. I'm going to take the defaults. I could spend time in the workshop tweaking the font and the color and that sort of thing, but I won't do that here. But know that you can do that. I'm going to give it a title, How Healthy Are the Trees? And make that a little bit bold and make that a certain color, etc. Okay, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to say done. It's quite large. I'm going to configure the sizes of these in a bit, but first I'm going to add another element. I want to add, with the plus sign, an indicator. An indicator. How do I do that? Well, okay, I say indicator. And again, selecting the feature service where my data is coming from, I'm going to say, that's looking good. I can name these things so I can find them easily later on. Right now it says indicator 1. We'll talk about how to rename that in a bit. Give it a title. Maybe I'll make the text slightly different color, maybe a greenish to indicate trees. Say done there. Again, it's a little large, so I'm going to configure these. I'm going to drag these to their new location by just dragging and docking. Now my map is a bit small, so now I'm going to make my other elements small and make my map larger. So again, it's a matter of dragging and dropping. This is wonderful to be able to do this interactively like this and get instant gratification, isn't it? All right, we are doing great. Let's add one more thing. Let's add a legend. Okay, there's my legend. Now, if I wanted to change the map, I'd have to go to the map editor and change the map, but right now my legend is reflecting what I have in the map. So if I wanted to change the map, my legend would automatically reflect my changes in the map. Let's add another element. Let's add a chart, a serial chart. Again, selecting my feature service. And what kind of field or fields do I want in here? I want the diameter at breast height. So I want the width of the trees. Okay, now let's label the axes here, the X and the Y axis. Okay, you can do that. Now I've got number of trees with a certain diameter as the Y axis and the dBH in inches, because I've looked at the metadata, that's the units that it's using. And now I'm going to drag that below the map so that I got a nice map above my serial chart, and now I'm going to go ahead and save that. Excellent. All those elements are in the map. Great. To summarize, this is exactly what we did. We created an app using the dashboard tools inside ArcGIS Online. We provided some metadata. We added a legend and a base map switcher. Number 3 there, we added a pie chart. Number 4, we added an indicator, how many trees are in the data set. Number 5, we dragged the elements to the suitable locations or positions. We adjusted them. We saved it. We added a map legend. We adjusted the title. And finally, we added a serial chart with the X and Y axis labeled. Excellent. So that's what we did. And now in this next segment,